day 6 of the Sean Combs case, and we're going to call this Yellow Sweater Day because Tootsie Roll's lawyers think that if he wears different cardigans, it's going to impact the jury. But since the jury's already online after tonight and they're looking at everybody on social media talking about this, maybe they should Google what he normally wore or what he wore when he was beating the living shit out of people. So we have a great quote in which David James, the assistant, overheard Sean Combs saying, Kim Porter, Kim is my queen in Los Angeles with my family. I have Cassie right where I want her. She's young and moldable. Okay, so everybody's saying that Cassie should have just laughed. Well, look at that. We've got this psychopathic evil monster saying he was planning on doing this coercion that she was subject to and stuck into, and this giant mind fuck she was in. So we've got Dawn testifying at the beginning of the day about this dirty money. I can't imagine hearing attorneys have to say this shit and on the news too, like people repeating this. But basically, she's saying that she was terrified of him and that he was hella abusive. And once again, she used him to further her career at times. But for the most part, she was utterly terrified. He carried weapons with him and she was very scared that he was going to hurt her. She, again, witnessed horrendous abuse against Cassie. I cannot fucking imagine witnessing somebody beat somebody so badly and not doing anything. The only way I can imagine that is that you are literally so scared that if you intervene, you're going to lose your life. And well, a lot of people have lost their lives involved. So that's fairly interesting. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about drugs. God, they just did a lot of drugs. They had a dealer. I don't know what One Stop is, but that's who brought the drugs. So there's somebody we can subpoena and get information from. The drugs were weed, ketamine, Molly, cocaine, but they also were plan B. So wanted to make sure that all these people he was fucking weren't going to get knocked up. There's another way to lose his money. You know what else? 400 civil lawsuits. That's a way to lose your money. Can't wait for that. Lawyers started a bunch of questions with, isn't it true? And I don't even know what they were saying, so who cares? But basically, they name dropped Usher. Usher was a witness to abuse, so now Usher could get a subpoena. We had Carrie Morgan, Cassie's old BFF, for like 18 years, and it ended because Sean Combs physically assaulted her. It looks like there was a lawsuit that she filed. Because of it, she said that Cassie wouldn't stand up to her and that stand up for her, and that's why they did not get to continue their friendship. One of the attorneys said something super weird and was like making almost joking like statements towards this witness, which I found grossly inappropriate. And then there was an objection. I wish I was in the courtroom. I'm going to ask more about that, but I don't know if they're almost like mocking the witness on the stand. Okay, so we talk about Kim Porter, and again, I have the book. Maybe that book will be brought in, and we'll figure out if that book is real and what's in it is real, and that she feared for her life, and that Mr. Combs was going to take her life. Let's see. We have David James talking about how he was the assistant. So he had to do a test to see if he could get the job and like organize 40 appointments on an Excel spreadsheet. His job sounded really crazy. He would work at Bad Boy up until 5 p.m. They'd all go to dinner, and then he'd be at the studio until 3 a.m. So he was working 20 hours a day, getting 4 hours of sleep. But he was the one that basically said, Cassie at one point said that Sean controls my life, music, and pays for my apartment, so I can't leave. And he overheard the statement, I have Cassie right where I want her. She's young and moldable. So what do we take from this today? We take that we're starting to hear some names. Names are being dropped. We are hearing Usher saw a brutal crime and did nothing about it. Why? I thought he was one of the good guys. So lots of people are witness to this horrendous abuse, and lots of people are not doing anything to protect this woman, and they're not doing anything to stop this abuse. These people better be held accountable, and I'm hoping that over the next 8 weeks we see that. Testimony will begin again tomorrow morning. I like this judge. He seems like he's no bullshit and he's getting this going. Talk to you tomorrow.